Today I have a haul for you of things I picked up when I wasn't shopping. You know how those items just sort of jump into your car on your way home? If you're new here, welcome in. I'm Kimberly. This is Studio Kimberly, where I curate vintage, fine art, and collectibles. I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Everything I'm showing you today will be up in my online shop at StudioKimberly.com. And with that, let's get into the haul. I think the funniest story was the day that I went to one of my favorite local thrift stores to drop off a whole bunch of donation. And then I figured, well, while I'm here, I might as well just rush in. And I ended up picking up like 5 items. So I'm not sure if it was a net negative or a net positive, me stopping by that store. I do have several items here that I picked up that I don't have any footage for because literally I wasn't shopping, but I do want to share them with you. First up, I have this little oil and vinegar container. This is so cute, and it's from Italy. So this is a vintage oil and vinegar, and you put the oil in one side, the vinegar in the other, you put it on the table. Super cute. I loved it. I couldn't leave it there, so I brought it home. Next up are these little candle holders. Aren't those pretty? These are actually vintage, and they're from Mikasa. And I loved the amber and blue coloration and the design of the candle stick itself. Really pretty. I thought they were very, very elegant. Loved them, brought them home. This one is a little bit different for me. I generally steer towards the more vintage, but I think I was channeling my inner grandma when I saw this. This looks exactly like a pattern that my grandmother had, and I just thought it was so sweet. What a beautiful teapot. Excuse me, a little noisy right there. It's in perfect condition. It's from Winterling, so it's a really beautiful brand of china. Gorgeous teapot. If you're a tea lover, what a pretty way to have your afternoon tea. This silver tray, I just fell in love with it because it's a little bit smaller. Often when you see trays that you can use for styling items on your countertop or on your tabletop are a little bit bigger. And I liked the small size of this sterling tray. It's very, very heavy, very, very well made. It has the standard marks on the back, which I can't read. They're the little stamps, the little square stamps. It has a beautiful patina, nice little handles on the side, and I thought this would be so good to put some really wonderful, maybe handmade ceramic pieces in here with a wood piece, just changing up the textures and the materials. I thought this was a great way to display those. I did pick up this ginger jar because I loved the coloration and the pattern on it. I thought it was so very pretty. Now this is a ginger jar, so it is missing the lid. I ended up getting it anyway because I would prefer to have this as a vase. I think with some real organic branches, just something really subtle and minimalistic in this vase to show off this beautiful decoration on it. I loved it, brought it home with me, added it to the collection. This Libby picture, honestly, I am almost sure that my parents had this exact pattern in the 60s, and we had the little juice glasses and the regular drinking glasses. This brings back so many memories for me. Does it for you too? I love this Libby set, and the really cool thing is that I'm seeing so many more of them out in the wild, which means we can grab them and keep them going and keep that whole memory thing alive. So this is a sweet little picture from Libby in the leaf pattern with the frosting right here. Thought it was really sweet, threw it in my cart. I actually picked this up at an estate sale I went to a few months back, but I can't remember if I shared it with you guys or not, and it is so very cool. This is a handmade piece of raku pottery, and the way that it's glazed and shaped is just so very unique. I loved it. You can see the interior right here, And then there is an artist signature on the bottom. One of the things I love about raku is the unexpected finish when you pull it out of the raku process. You never really know what it's going to look like. And I thought the beautiful glazing with the raw clay and the turquoise color was so very gorgeous. So fell in love with this one. I'm gonna miss it when I don't have it anymore. Sticking with the handmade pottery, I picked up this mug at one of my really small local thrift stores that I love so much. And they have a huge assortment of glasses and mugs. And I found this one tucked up into the very back. I just fell in love with it. I think it's the blue color that really attracted me. It's gorgeous, very, very well made, handcrafted, artist signature on the back. This is not vintage. It's actually from 2018. I can't really read the name, but it's there. So I thought someone would absolutely love to have their morning coffee in this gorgeous handmade mug. These bookends I just fell in love with immediately. I was actually out at a local flea market just taking Lucy for a walk. I have a little dog. She loves to go out to the local flea markets just to be out in the air, and people pet her and she gets lots of attention. So sometimes I'll do that, not to shop, but just to get her out of the house. And I saw these that one day. Aren't those incredibly cool? I just fell in love with them. You know, I live in Central Florida, which is really horse country. So we get a lot of horse items around. And when I saw these, I couldn't believe that someone else hadn't already bought them. Aren't those just so cool? They're lightweight ceramic. They're production pieces. In other words, they're not handmade. I don't know anything about the maker or the date on these. Doesn't have any marks, but I thought for sure that these needed to come home with me because they're so incredibly cool. I loved this little silver pedestal candy dish. Isn't that just so sweet? It's a smaller size. It would be lovely to style with, or to just put it on a holiday table with some nuts or some little treats in it. I just thought it was so very pretty. This is from Oneida. It is vintage. I'm not sure what year it's from. Has a nice little patina. I did not polish this up, and I'm not going to. I think it just looks great with what it's got going on. So very, very sweet pedestal dish. Thought it was wonderful and brought it home. This carved wood box was another find when I was out with Lucy at a flea market, not shopping, but I saw it and I thought, oh, that's so very cool. So it's not only carved here on the top, but along the sides as well. Really, really pretty piece. Little handles here, footed so that it raises up a little bit. And it's in pretty doggone good shape for being as old as it is. You can see the interior right here. Looks great. It has an image on the front. It's kind of a countryside image with a little thatched roof house. Very, very sweet. I thought it was so very cool. Ended up picking it up. This little silver bowl is a very, very unique piece. And I found this again at a tiny little thrift store in my area. Wasn't shopping. I'm not sure what I was doing in there. Maybe popping in before I was going to eat in a restaurant near it. Wasn't really shopping, and I saw this. This is from Toll Silversmiths. It has the mark on the bottom. And this blue enameling on the inside is very, very expensive. Some of these bowls go for about $300 to $400. So this is a pretty unique piece. A lot of people call these a something blue bowl because it's often used as a wedding gift. You know, something borrowed, something blue, something blah, blah, blah. I forget the rest of it. So this is the something blue bowl that's silver with that incredibly colored blue enamel in the middle. I'm so pleased to see this. I have not seen one of these out in a thrift store ever. So really happy with this one. And the last piece I have today is this little pressed flower framed piece of artwork. I just thought this was really sweet. It's beautifully framed, nicely matted, in great condition. And I just loved that pressed flower pattern. I thought it was just a really lovely piece. It's well preserved. It's in great condition. Perfect for that little small wall where you don't really have anything to put there. Put a little something there and it just gives it a little pop in that area of the house. So really sweet, beautiful pressed flower piece of art right here. Well, that's the haul of some of the items I have in my studio that I don't have film for. There's more coming, definitely. Everything I showed you today will be up in my online shop at StudioKimberly.com. Feel free to pop over there and take a look. I want to thank you so much for joining me today for my little haul. Appreciate you stopping by. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Studio Kimberly, where I curate vintage, fine art, and collectibles, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.